Hello and welcome. My name's James Harrington and this is the Liga previews. Now, because of the Supercopa, it's meant that the fixtures have gone slightly out of whack, and it's meant that from this Tuesday to Monday the 25th, there's a La Liga match on every day. Some people might call it heaven. I call it a nightmare for these videos. So what I've had to do is merge matchday 19 and matchday 20 together to form one super preview, let's call it. At the time of recording, the Supercopa final has yet to take place between Barcelona and Athletic Club, but let's ignore that for now and let's just get on with the episode. Okay, well, we begin at matchday 19, something I've dubbed the Relegation Royale. We have new managers and we also have some relegation rivals playing one another. But let's start with the new managers. Let's start Alaves, who sacked Pablo Machin after 6 months in charge and 4 victories to his name. There were some impressive moments under his tenure. The win against Real Madrid, the draw against Barcelona. But then there was the defeat to Cadiz, and that was it for him. The Alaves board have brought back someone that they know, former manager Álvaro Fernández, who was in charge between 2017 and 2019. Now, he steered the club to safety in his first year in charge and got them to 11th in his second year in charge. However, his tenure hasn't started off perfectly. They've just been thrashed in the Copa del Rey to Segunda Division side Almeria 5-0, and they do have a tough start in La Liga under his tenure. Sevilla. Now, Sevilla just off the back of a really impressive victory against Real Sociedad 3-2, and I don't fancy his chances. Well, who else has got a new manager? It's Wesker. They sacked Michel 6 months after he got them promoted from the second division. Unfortunately for Wesker, they've only had one win all season, and who was that against? Alaves. 12 points in 18 games wasn't enough to keep Michel in the job, and they've gone with Jose Rojo Martin, also known as Pacheta. Who is Pacheta? Well, he previously had a stint in Numancia when they were in the top division many years ago, but couldn't keep them up. But most recently, and most importantly I think, he managed Elche and got them promoted from the Segunda Division to La Liga. Also, he got them promoted from Segunda B to the second division. In 3 years, he did wonders at the club. Strangely, he left 2 days after the promotion to La Liga, but hopefully this is the man who can get Wesker the rub of the green. Because to be honest, they haven't played badly this season, they just haven't been lucky. I'm optimistic about Pacheta's appointment, and hopefully he can get them off the foot of the table. Enough about new managers, let's talk about some of the tight fixtures happening on matchday 19. Firstly, Real Valladolid versus Elche. Now, Real Valladolid are coming off the back of a 1-0 defeat to fellow relegation strugglers Valencia. A Carlos Soler strike, a thunderbolt that it was the difference in that match. When the season started, Valladolid were truly terrible. 3 points in 8 matches, it didn't look good for them. But then they had a few good results here or there that has lifted them out of the relegation zone, with wins at Osasuna versus Osasuna and Getafe. The likes of Sean Weissman and Oscar Plano coming to the fore. Now they play Elche. And Elche have been slowly slipping down the table as the season's gone on. I don't think they've won since October. I recently did a video on my La Liga team of the season so far. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. And the only player that wasn't in the top half came from Elche, their goalkeeper Edgar Badilla. But even he couldn't save them in their 3-1 defeat to Getafe. They got the opening goal, yes, that is correct. But after that, it was all Getafe. Now, January marks a very crucial moment for Elche. They need some recruits. It was a surprise promotion for them, and they did a big overhaul over the summer, and a few smart signings could be the big difference for Elche this season. Lucas Boyer's hopefully fit, but it's going to be a very tight fixture between the two sides. So the other fixture to look out for on matchday 19 is Valencia versus Osasuna. Now, Valencia got their first win in 2 months against Real Valladolid, their second away win of the season. Look, it's been really well documented in the media, on YouTube, kind of the strife going on at Valencia this season. They sold many of their best players in the summer. Let's take Ferran Torres, for example. He left to Man City and he's been doing really well in the Premier League. That's meant that the players who've remained had to step up, whether it be Soler, Domenech, Gaia, now captain in place of Parejo, and there's been some positives such as Yunus Musa, the American, who's recently signed a new contract. But it's just sad to see Valencia the way they are at the moment. And it just seems like such a long time ago, that victory against Real Madrid 4-1. Now when you look at Elche, they clearly aren't the worst side in the bottom half of the table. They're some of the better players, international players in their squad, and I don't think they'll go down. But it's just bitterly disappointing to talk about Javi Grazia's men in this context. They really do need a good result against Osasuna to kind of get some breathing space for the relegation zone, and I've got my fingers crossed for Valencia. We now talk about Osasuna, the Pamplona-based outfit. Now, to be honest, I thought Arizate's men were gone a few weeks ago. I didn't think they could retrieve the position that they were in. They had some defeats to Villarreal, to Betis, and importantly, their relegation rivals, Valladolid. However, they had a slight turn of fortune, and they went for 4 straight draws. Draws against Elche, Alaves, and importantly, Real Sociedad, where they led in the first half. But even bigger than that, the game against Real Madrid, which was well documented for the snowy conditions. But importantly, it was a very compact performance and showed they go toe-to-toe with some of the biggest opposition in La Liga. However, what do they do next? They go and lose to Granada. So, to be honest, I don't know where I sit with Osasuna at the moment. They really showed no attacking threat in the game against Granada. And what seems to be happening at Osasuna is a sense of second season syndrome. To go from 10th last season to kind of the doldrums of La Liga isn't boding well for Osasuna, and I to be honest, I don't know what the rest of the season holds for them. Okay, we've got to the score predictions, which is a necessity for any football YouTube video. Now, I've been doing really well in my score predictions, I don't think. Let's see, what am I going to go with this week? Gosh, I'm going to go with, for Real Valladolid versus Elche, I'm going to go with a 0-0. Points shared. Not the result that both sides want, but I think they'll be okay with. And then for Valencia versus Osasuna, I think it's going to be a surprising back-to-back victory for Valencia. I'm going to go 2-0 Valencia. Comment below if you agree or disagree. I'll be interested to see your predictions and see who you think will come out on top this weekend. Okay, so quickly on matchday 20, and I think this marks the return of the title race. And I think matchday 20 is all about Real Madrid. Now, they got surprisingly knocked out in the Supercopa to Athletic Club 2-1. And what was really quite annoying for me was I go and put a video of my La Liga team of the season so far. And I put Lucas Vazquez in for very valid reasons. What does Lucas Vazquez do the next day? Have one of the worst performances in his entire Real Madrid career, and was the reason for both of the Athletic Club goals. But that's by the by. What has been recently evident against Osasuna and Athletic Club is how laboured and tired the squad have been. It's really down to the lack of rotation by Zinedine Zidane. A few episodes ago, I was probably going to be singing his praises. Zidane, you found the formula, you know the players that you can trust. However, it probably wasn't the smartest move not to rotate some of the players against Osasuna with a view of hopefully winning the Supercopa. So if I was Zinedine Zidane now, I've come back to La Liga after the disappointment, what would I do? I'd probably ring some changes around that side just to freshen things up. Bring in the likes of Mariano, Ødegaard, Vinny Jr, Nacho, anyone just to change things around and hopefully rejuvenate the side. One other thing that was noticeable in the Supercopa was how anonymous Eden Hazard was. Now, we're not going to get into a whole massive discussion about how it's been for Hazard at Real Madrid, but the question still needs to be asked. Will he ever be the player that he was at Chelsea? Will he ever be that Galactico that they were hoping for? Now, what this return to La Liga represents is a series of winnable games for Los Blancos, starting with Alaves until the middle of February where they go into the Champions League. What they need to show they can do is beat the lesser teams. You can't drop points against Elche and Eibar and think, oh, we're going to win the title this season. So this is an important match for Real Madrid, and is why I think matchday 20 is all about Real Madrid. So that was my matchday 19 and matchday 20 preview. If you do enjoy the videos, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button, that notification bell, that thumbs up, all those good things. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.